Hi, I'm Claire, and this is a Smarter Than Yesterday podcast. This episode is about me and my entry into endurance trail running.
Good evening, Claire. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You all right?
Yeah, well, thank you. How's your day been?
It's been good, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Did a gym session this morning, bit of a full body weight session, and then went to work.
Yeah.
Full day at work, yeah, and now I'm here.
Fantastic.
Cool. So Claire, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
For anybody that's watching and listening, a bit about Claire. Who is Claire? What does she do? Where does she come from?
Okay, yeah. So I'm a hairdresser. I'm self-employed. So I have the luxury of choosing what hours I do. I've been doing that pretty much from 2001 when I left school. I did do a little bit of admin work for a little while. But yeah, that is my main, income, what I do. But I do a lot of weight training, a lot of hiking, trail running, which is a new thing for me, and absolutely love it. It is like,
Cool.
yeah, it's a massive part of my life. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Let's unpick it then.
Yeah, definitely. So hiking, I see a similarity myself there because the
Yeah.
hiking then led to the trail running for me.
Yeah.
Can you remember your first hike? Either as a kid or as an adult, one that stuck into your mind that goes, this is something that I like to do.
So yeah, I have memories of a kid. Normally my dad would take us away on a Sunday, give my mum a bit of peace, and he'd park up somewhere and we'd be like, where are we going? And he'd be like, up there. And he'd point up to the hill and be like, you've got to get up to the top. And I used to love that. And that was a normal sort of weekend routine really for my whole childhood. It was very much normal. And then I did a challenge. It was called the Trek 26. It was 26 miles and it was across the Brecon Beacons. That was 4 years ago. And that really sort of highlighted how much I loved being out on the trails. And I trained properly for it. I was like, I don't want to just go out and do this walk. I want to train really well for it and I want to finish it well. And I did it really well. I came in the top 5%, which I was really chuffed with. And I finished at the end feeling great. I could have, somebody said, do you want to go out again and do it again? I'd be like, absolutely. I had so much energy in me because I trained so hard for it. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. And then I did a couple more. And then that kind of made me look into sort of longer distance. And a lot of the longer distance is your trail running. And that's when I was like, oh, I really want to do this. I don't want to just walk these distances. I want to run them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of distance we talking? What?
So last year was my first year where I'd say I got into my trail running properly. So 2 years ago, I joined a local running club and they primarily promote trail running. So I did that and I did a 10K race. And then after that, last year, I did the Dragon Coastal. It's a 30-mile coastal race.
Nice, yeah.
And that was kind of a B race because I had a hiking challenge in September last year, but I didn't want to just do hiking. I wanted to do some running and stuff like that. So that was almost like my B race, but that was one I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so good. Like that sounds weird, but that weird feeling of suffering.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was good about it?
Yeah,
so the suffering.
It's a really weird feeling, but that feeling of suffering, but you keep on going.
Yeah.
And where your mind wanders during those times is it's amazing. And I had a lot of pain, and I made the mistake for that trail race that I did, the Dragon 30. Didn't prep my feet. I, got everything ready, Vaseline everywhere, and I didn't prep my feet. And I remember thinking as I was putting my socks on, I haven't done my feet. But it was like a fleeting moment, but didn't register enough for me to think, right, okay. So I got about 10 miles into it and I could feel like a hot spot, and I had this huge blister, and stopped to treat it and did what we could. And then I carried on going, and then about 17 miles in, I was like, something's happened. but I daren't take my sock off. I didn't want to know. And I got to the end of the race and got home, and then I finally took my sock off, and the whole of the skin off my heel come away.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so
Feels like the size of a potato, doesn't it? It's sort of massive. It's horrible. Oh.
Yeah.
But loved it. Even though that happened, absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was brilliant.
I had a similar experience when you're like, oh, I'm walking this distance, this long distance, and I want to go further, and you're like, but that's going to take me ages. So then you start jogging. And I don't know about you, but I found like when I was out hiking, I'd just be like, oh, I'll just trot a bit, run this bit. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is cool and I like it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you prefer running uphill or running downhill? Like, do you have a preference? Normally people do, don't they?
I think it depends on the
100%.
the severity of it. But I mean, like sprinting on a trail downhill is lovely. But we were saying on Saturday when we were doing our long distance thing, as our legs were getting more fatigued, downhill was just like everything hurts more.
Yeah.
But on a trail, it's lovely, isn't it?
I love that
but
kind of.
I don't know about you, and I guess we are jumping slightly ahead, and that's absolutely fine. But when you did the 30, the trail run, did you use the uphill? Did you try and run the uphills, or did you use them as opportunities to power walk? Or
to start? Wow, it depended on how I felt. To start off with, I was conserving my energy, and I was like, no, I'm going to walk the uphills, do some power walking, and then run the flat and down. And then after a certain time, I think it's like the last 10 miles, I just ran when I felt I could. And sometimes I would have a momentum where you run downhill, and that sort of powers you through to get up to the next incline. So just how I felt during the last sort of 10 miles,
Yeah.
Cool. So you mentioned weight training.
Yes.
So where does that fit into your life structure and training then?
In what way? What do you mean? Like,
so does it benefit? Do you do it because it benefits your trail running and your ultra distance, that kind of stuff, or is that kind of a different sideline then?
It kind of a bit of both, really. I started weight training as soon as I could get a gym membership, really. Right. When I was at school, we used to, I don't know how they managed to do it, but they would send you out on your PE lessons to a local gym and give you like a taster. So that was your gym class, was going to a gym. And I remember getting in there and thinking,
hooked.
I'm home. This is where I'm meant to be. So I've always loved going to the gym, and through my life it's changed from sometimes it might be I'm really into it and I'm like counting on my calories and my protein, carbs and all that kind of stuff, or sometimes I'll just go because I enjoy it, and it might be just sort of some spin class or a HIIT workout or something like that. But for now, it definitely, there is an element of I like my weight training, but it definitely complements my running now. And that's been from last year, really. It's just focused on my weak areas and stuff like that. It
makes you more robust, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
For sure. Definitely. And with the hiking, have you ever done any sort of load-bearing hiking, weighted to assist with that?
I did what do they call it? The fan dance.
Yeah,
I did that just as load-bearing as part of my training for the challenge I had in September. So I was like, what can I do? And I thought, I'll do fan dance. And I was like, put some weights in my bag. And,
nice. What time did you do it in?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, we'll have to clip
that
look.
back in. I'll have to have a look. On my phone.
Because I can't remember there's a different categories. Yeah. I did it on a random Saturday with a friend, and I did it. Is it under 4 or under 3? I can't remember. I think the males is under.
I think mine was 5 hours something. I can't remember.
I think the males is under 4, and I think I got 3:30. But yeah, do you know, it was one of those. I was that right Strava wanker basically, because I got to the bottom and I was short on distance, so I'm running down the Bracken Road, like trying to catch up. It's like, but you've gone through all of this to try and do the fan dance, the big thing that everyone talks about, and I'm short on distance. And even at the turning point, I went further so that I wasn't short, and I was still short. I was like,
Strava wanker.
Yeah, that's why I'm not on it now.
I deleted it. I was
It can get like that, can't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, Claire, you obviously, and from what we've spoken about and what we've seen and heard of you, with the hiking, it came at a bit of a trickier time in your life. What did that give you? Like, what was it that drew you to the hills?
More of a mental health thing, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For me, I'm autistic. And I am a massive introvert, and I do struggle on a daily day to day with my mental health.
Yeah.
And I find going out hiking or trail running just kind of like my time to process things. And I've lost a couple of friends recently to suicide, and the training has been such a good way to grieve and to heal, because when you're out for 7, 8 hours, 9 hours at a time, your mind wanders. And I don't listen to music when I go out.
Sure.
So your mind wanders, and you do, thoughts and memories come back. And I find it's a good way of like processing things. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's definitely a good way of processing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you can allow your mind to go into places that it wouldn't naturally maybe in your work environment or a home environment.
Life's busy, and you just don't process things the same to you. You're always on the go and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I bet with your hairdressing, you obviously mentioned then the introverted side of it. In the hairdressing role, you have to be very extroverted in some ways, don't you? And people say that hairdressers are therapists as well as taxi drivers. And if you've got that all day, obviously, albeit you mentioned you can choose your hours.
Yeah.
To be on a trail, to be on a hill hiking, just you, if it is just you, or even if it's with a close friend that I hiked with a mate before, 2 hours we didn't speak, but we were still there together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do that, can't you, hiking?
Definitely. And I do find that 99% of my hiking and trail running is on my own.
Yeah.
And I like it like that, because it's just my time to decompress.
Yeah.
Because not that I have to put on a front as such with work, but I do have to be more extroverted, and I find it exhausting. And it can be with work, or if I was going to an event or anything like that. By the time I finish, I feel spent, like I feel exhausted. And if it's been like a really long weekend or something like that, socializing, almost feel like I had the flu. Like I get achy all over and tired and stuff like that. So being out on my own is a really good time to just I can really truly like decompress and be myself. Yeah, it's good.
Have you got a favourite spot or a favourite trail that you revert back to?
Oh no!
Or are you giving that away?
I'm gonna have to pronounce them now.
Oh come on! Is this the Welsh one?
It's the Brecon Beacons is definitely.
We'll just highlight that.
Yeah, whole of the Brecon Beacons.
Yeah.
I there's not many areas I've not covered.
No, I like that.
Yeah, it's really good. But there is. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce it.
Oh, please.
Oh, don't.
Come on,
Please, go on, give it a go.
Outtakes.
Ready?
It's like Fan Brigignog.
There's not enough.
No, that probably doesn't sound like that.
Good effort, though.
But it's the west side of the Brecon Beacons. There's an area where there's 2 lakes. And then there's this ridge that comes up, and it's really, really pretty, and it's really popular. And you can sort of walk around the bottom where the lakes are, and then come up onto the top, and you're right on the edge.
Do you go up past like a little fish like pond thing? Because there's one like that, Linway Fan Fac.
That's one of the.
Is that one of the ones?
One of the lakes.
You're on about the other one, yeah.
Yeah, there's 2, and then the peak is whatever that name is, like. Sorry, Welsh people, I can't pronounce it. I'm awful. I try so hard, but I just can't do it.
I'll get a really Welsh person to say it, and I'll put it over yours.
Just dub it.
Get my missus to do it.
Yeah. No, it's nice to have that special place, isn't it?
And I've been in there all weathers, like beautiful, gorgeous sunshine, and then snow, and either way, it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Any cold exposure when you're there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
got to be done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be done. Yeah, no, it's good though. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm not great at cold.
I'm the same. He loves a ice bath.
I do.
Oh no! Give me a sauna any day.
I'm really, really trying to get into it, but I hate it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, absolutely hate it.
Can't convince me.
Yeah.
It don't get easier though, but it does. It does something for me that keeps me if I'm honest.
Yeah. I just it hurts. That's what I find. It physically hurts. I just
like a sting hurt or like an achy hurt or
like stabbing pain, like in my feet hurt.
Really?
I try, but I need to. Yeah.
The
sauna anytime. Do the sauna.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
The contrast.
So you've mentioned trails there.
Yes.
Any road running? Has that ever fitted in?
I do road running. Generally day to day, I do road running, but I'm not a fan.
Not a fan at all. Why is that then?
I find it boring.
Okay.
Yeah, like the kind of, and I find the pressure of when you go out and do road running, you say, "Oh, I've done whatever distance," and then, "Oh, what's the time? What was your pace?" And I don't like that because I am a slow runner, and I'm okay with being a slow runner, but I can go out and do a really great run, and then feel like I'm being judged because they're like, "Oh, well, I did that in."
There's that Strava word again.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's funny though, isn't it? How the free. So I only post events on there. So do you. And you said you come off it, and there's been periods and times in the life where you are doing it for that reason. And even now though, when I'm running on the road, I do look at the watch. But I ran trail this morning. I didn't look at my watch once.
Yeah, no, you don't, do you? Because you just can't.
No, unless you're doing an event and you need to know what pacing you're doing so you're on time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think for something like you said there about the added pressure as well, because my wife does it all the time. So we're out running, 6 o'clock in the morning. She sees someone with a dog walking towards her. She then picks the pace up.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh,
As if they care, you know?
Like
They don't care.
No.
But automatically up here, we go, they do care.
Yeah.
No, they don't. But we do it, don't we?
I'm either saluting everyone on my way to work for running or annoyed that I'm not running because I'm in the rest period or something.
No, if I'm in a car and I see somebody out running, I am rooting for them, and I'm like, yes, go on, do it. But yeah, when I'm out running myself, you just feel like, I don't know, just feel like I'm being judged. And you're not being judged, but I just have that feeling like that I am. Yeah, and I just find road running a bit just boring, that pounding the pavement. I love the views. You go out trail running, you've got the views, you've got nature, and just
I remember taking my mate up Hay Bluff for the first time trail running, and it's up there. You've got wild horses, sheep, all of it. And I said, mate, you've got wild horses, you've got sheep, you got crap on the floor, you've got like dust like flowing these bumbles on. I was like, it beats running around a co-op, doesn't it, in Hereford? And you're like, yeah, it does absolutely.
Amazing, yeah.
Something about it. Is there a local trail in Hereford that you like?
I did a run. Hoff Woods is nice, to be fair. Early morning Hoff Woods. That I saw so much deer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it was really good. Yeah, I do quite like that. Yeah.
I've seen a few of the. I don't know if you pronounce it right, but Monk Jack, the little ones. Yeah,
little ones.
They're up Cruden Hill as well.
Yeah, Cruden Hill.
Although when I see little yellow eyes up Cruden Hill, I'm not sure if it's deer or.
I do have a little bit of a fear of the woods, like that kind of like you just think that you can see these little beady eyes, don't you? And you're like, ooh, yeah. But no, it's good.
But there's something quite, I guess, mentally powering about that if you have that little bit of nervous fear, but you still go up and push yourself and do it,
absolutely.
The reward after is almost double.
Definitely, yeah,
know?
And I definitely try and promote that. Go doing those things, those small things that you're scared of doing, because what's on the other side is so much better.
And your brain will remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also people around you, if you say you're going to do something and you do it, people around you recognise that.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So do you enjoy running a group as well or not? Because again, that pressure in that, I suppose, is added to that, isn't it, when you go with a group?
Yeah.
Like if I do a group sort of social run, no, I don't mind it, because especially when they're trail running, it's just such like relaxed pace. You go for a run, you go through a couple of fields and you get to a gate and then you stop and wait for everybody to catch up and then off you go again. And that's nice. Yeah. But if I was doing a group run and it was on the road, not so much.
Not going to convince you, are we?
No.
The just touching in then on your first ultra last year, and you said about the toes. I went through a similar experience in my first one, but I didn't realise it until halfway running. And you learn a lot of these things from it, don't you? I guess take us back to that first ultra, and how were you, the week before? How were you the night before? Did you sleep the night before? And the journey of the ultra itself.
I was all right, because it was what I was classing as my B race.
Right.
I didn't feel too nervous. I didn't have any kind of expectation of time or anything like that. I just wanted to get out there, take my time and enjoy it. So the night before I was fine, and on the day I was pretty good actually, and it was nice like meeting new people and having a chat and stuff like that.
The ultra community is great, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. The ultra community is the best thing ever. I love it. And that's kind of where I felt like, I find my people. Yeah, definitely.
We're home.
Yeah, finally, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, these weirdos all do it as well.
Did anything surprise you about yourself during the ultra? Did you go, wow, I never knew that about myself?
During the Dragon 30, just trying to think. Not massively. Like when I set myself to do something, I do tend to do it. Trying to think. No, not massively. It was more when I did the Apex Everest in September. That was a big, massive eye opener. I've never experienced so many emotions in the space of 48 hours than that one. But the Dragon 30, I think I was surprised that I managed to do it in a sense. I suppose I was surprised that I managed to do it. And I did feel really proud of myself. I think because it was a B race, I didn't really think about what it actually was. And doing 30 miles is a really incredible achievement. And I did feel like after the days after, really felt really proud of myself. I was like, I've just done something really big and I hadn't even thought about it because I just put it to a side because I was like, I've got this to focus on in September. And then, I did that. And I was like, after I was like, I'm really proud of myself. That was really good. Yeah.
It's a long way, 30 miles. Isn't it?
I don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of people do push on to what that next thing is.
Yeah.
I just want to go back. You said then, when I put my mind to something, I do it.
Yeah.
Where do you think that's come from in your life?
I don't really know. I'm always been very independent. When I got married, I think my dad even mentioned it in his speech. He said that she's fiercely independent, and I think I always grew up. I don't know why, but I always grew up just, if I'm going to do something, I've got to do it. I can't rely on anybody else.
Sure.
And just, I'm stubborn.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
I think that's what it is. Just thinking about it because they mentioned one of my granddads passed away not long ago, and they mentioned my cousin mentioned in his speech at the funeral. He mentioned how my granddad was really stubborn. He talked about this memory of when it was snowing and he was putting these trees in, and everybody else was sort of sheltered at home and he was still out working in this deep snow. And they mentioned that how stubborn he was. And my dad is very much like that, really hard working, he's got to get something done, get on and do it. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. That's me. Yeah. So I think it's just a family
come
thing.
down like that,
Definitely, absolutely.
And I think if you've seen them do that, it embeds in you from a young age.
Definitely, yeah.
That role model.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've had like my dad and my uncle, they've always been role models to me, just hard-working people that get out and do it. And just,
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I've got two sisters.
Two sisters. Are they similar?
No.
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 You're the grafter.
Yeah. I think we're all very different, but I'm very much like my dad to just get on and do it, and
So you're always getting stuck in with your dad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. We've mentioned it a few times, Apex Everest.
Yeah.
So set the scene for us, for those listening and watching. What is it? What happens? What goes on?
Okay, so Apex Everest is an endurance challenge over 48 hours. It's based in the Lake District at Helvellyn Mountain, and it's basically a loop. It's just under 12 kilometres long. It's a loop that you do from the Thymere lakeside of Helvellyn Mountain, and you keep going until you reach the height of Everest from sea level. Now, when Apex set this up, they had I suppose you'd call it like a mantra, of rise to your Everest. So they set it up that ideally to reach the height of Everest was 9.2 times, but they wanted to make it inclusive for everybody. So what they did is they promoted rise to your Everest. So it was very individual. So somebody could be going there and, I don't know, they've had surgery and they want to climb it once. Climbing it once would be a huge achievement, or you'd have somebody else that would want to do it 3 times. So everybody was there with their own goal in place. So you rest when you want to, and you've got the times ticking. It's 48 hours, and you just keep going until you've done what you wanted to achieve, or until you can't go on any further, basically. But yeah, it was interesting. It was amazing, and I have unfinished business with it. But it was.
That was one of my questions.
Yeah.
Is will you be going back?
Yeah, I've got unfinished business, definitely.
Cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Why?
how far did you go?
I did 5 and a bit climbs. So I think it was 16,600 and some odd feet of elevation. Yeah.
Wow.
Which the distance wasn't that far. I think it was about 38, 40 miles, something like that.
I find that when you go hiking up steep hills, I think car park at the top of Penny Fan's only like 3 miles or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, how's that 3 miles?
Yeah.
But in what you've just said then, I mean, 34 miles is still a significant amount to walk in that elevation, but it's not in that sense of how hard that would have been.
Yeah, no, it was tough, and I learned a lot during that time. I've never done anything like it, and it was life-changing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People do say that when you do endurance challenges or ultras, that they're life-changing, and you think, how can they be life-changing? But they are. They're massively, definitely.
And what have you said that you put, a really decent amount of training in for that, didn't you?
Yeah, 12 months.
12 months. So
Yeah.
since that, obviously I think lots of training's one thing versus the right training.
Yeah.
What would you change this time, do you think?
I would, if what my long distance is, I would simulate what the challenge is. So what I was finding is my long distance, I was doing hill reps because I wanted to maximize my elevation. That's what I was trying to do. So I was doing a lot of like hill reps of different mountings and stuff like that, which was great because I got the elevation, the time on the feet. But I was finding that those times, those reps were only like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Whereas for me, when I was doing laps of Helvellyn Mountain, I could be out and it was like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that definitely affected me because I hadn't done that. I hadn't done laps of these long times.
Yeah, sure.
So Apex have got one main route, but they've also got a bad weather route. And the bad weather route is it's steeper, but it's a shorter distance. And that was really interesting how my training affected me and what I preferred.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you got obviously unfinished business. So what's unfinished about it then? 'Cause to me, you sound like you've done really, really well. Nailed it.
I think I got my fueling really, really wrong. My fueling was
We've all been there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was really, really bad.
Recently.
Not so much like during it, but the before.
Okay, what lead up to the race
got
stuff?
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Really, really
Hey,
bad.
go on. Try and dive into that first.
Okay, so what happened on the day? So you go the night before, you can eat and all that kind of stuff. And they have the race briefing, and then in the morning you've got breakfast. And the travelling down the day before, didn't really eat a lot. And I look back, and days before, hadn't really been doing any like carb loading. I'd just been eating like normal. And I think my brain was so loud with other stuff like kit checks and have I got the right stuff and all this kind of stuff, that alarm of you need to be carb loading now didn't enter my head. And then traveling down, didn't really eat well. I had a bit of breakfast. I had a Subway going down. And then the evening, had a bit to eat, but still started getting a bit nervous, so didn't really have much of an appetite. And then the morning of the race, I got my breakfast, so it's all catered. They've got great food, so you've got no problems with that. And I was just so nervous because I'd spent 12 months on this.
Yeah.
That, you've probably been there where you just don't feel like eating because you're nervous.
Many times.
But I didn't have anybody around me at that time to say, you need to eat this and you need to eat this. So I had a few bites, but that was it. And then time passed, and it was a few hours before the start. And because I was so nervous and I had this adrenaline, and I had friends come up to see me off, and my husband was there, and they'd ask if I was all right. And I would start welling up. I was that emotional about it. So I'm unaware that I'm burning calories without even doing anything. So I was at the start line, and I think of my fueling as almost like a AAA battery. That's how I envision it. And I was at the start line without even realizing that. Basically, I was like running on empty, and I didn't even know. So off we went, and very early on, I was very aware that people were like taking off, and they were overtaking me. I thought, that's fine. It's a 48-hour race. I will overtake them later on. They're going out too fast. And off I went, and I eventually got to the top. And I remember I was recording, and I actually said out loud, oh God, that felt so much harder than I remember in my training. Because I've been out there to do a couple of like recce sessions.
Yeah.
And it felt exhausting. And I was like, by the time I get down, I've got nothing left in me. I'm going to be done after doing one climb. Anyway, started making my descent down, and the weather was really bad. And the whole point of they've said it in the middle of September is like they want to add that kind of thrill of the Lake District kind of weather. So the weather was really bad. You go from beautiful sunshine to like heavy rain, and like the wind was really strong. I was making my way down, and I saw a woman in front of me, and she wasn't moving. She was like hunched over, and I thought, oh, is she okay? And with that, her number got ripped off her back, and it just like went down the side. And then a split second later, that gust of wind hit me, and I stumbled. I had my poles with me, luckily, so I rammed those into the ground and just sort of braced myself until it eased off, and then caught up with her, and I said, are you okay? And she's like, no, not really. And she burst into tears. I burst into tears myself, and I was like, it's horrible, isn't it? And we were both there having a good cry. And it turned out she was crying for a whole different reason. She just had an operation on her teeth. So she wasn't crying because she had a bad time. She was, she was in pain. Whereas me, I was crying because I just wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying the weather, where normally I like being out in the elements. I like that kind of feeling of it's like rainy and windy and nobody else is out there. I normally enjoy that. But I really wasn't enjoying myself. And I've said before about going like downhill running. Quite enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And I had no spring in my step. I was going down these downhills, and I was going really like gingerly, really like I was scared to fall. Anyway, I kept on going, and then I realised I'd run out of food, and I'd calculated my food really well. Because I'd run out of food, that made me realise I'm going too slow. I should have been back by now.
Yeah.
And that's when my mindset really dropped, and I felt really low, and I was getting cold because my pace wasn't fast enough. I'd been going through water because there's a lot of water on the trail, so my feet were soaking wet. And normally I trained to get wet feet when I've been going out on the trails, and I'm normally fine with it. But because my pace was so slow, my feet weren't staying warm, and my wet feet were making me feel really cold. And that's kind of when I felt really low. I was feeling low. I was feeling tired. I was really slow. I was aware that I wasn't doing well. I'd spent the whole year training for this, and I was failing already. And this was only the first climb. And I saw one of the organisers. He'd come up the back end, and he had like a bag full of snacks and stuff like that. And he was so chipper. Was so happy that it almost felt like it wasn't real. It was just, that doesn't fit in this environment. This doesn't work. And I remember really trying to be okay. And he was like, do you want anything? And he handed me a sweet, and I had that. And I got back down, and my husband was waiting for me and my friends, and they were all filming, and I just felt awful. And I kept my cap down, and I just didn't want them to see. and made my way down. My husband obviously knows me really well, so he knew something wasn't right. So he was like, "Are you okay?" And it makes me emotional now thinking about it. I was broken. I was so tired, so cold. I was wet. And I'd spent the last few hours like almost like in a state of panic, because I knew I wasn't doing very well, and I just didn't know what to do. All I did was just break down in tears. And I got to the finish line of the first lap, and this lovely woman who's part of the Apex, she came over. And
Take your time.
Sorry. And
Want to take a break?
No, it's fine. She put her arm around me and she's like, "Come with me." And she took me into this tent. It's this huge tent, and they've got these industrial heaters where it's drying everybody's wet kit. And we had a bit of a conversation, and she obviously knew what was going on. She didn't even know me, but she knew what was going on. She could see it, and she was like, "We need to get some food in you." And so they like got out of my wet clothes, got into some dry clothes, warmed myself up, and then I spent 2 hours just sitting there, slowly just eating and getting as much fuel in me as possible. And it was only after the challenge that I looked back at what had happened that I realised and did a bit of research. Like they say generally that it's like 20% of all your fueling goes to your brain. And I really felt like it really affected my mental health, like that first climb. I just felt broken. And I trained so hard for this, and I was like, it can't end like this. It just can't end like this. I feel, and I was scared to go back out again. But after a couple of hours of eating and letting that sort of digest, I was like, right, okay, let's go back out. And the trail was exactly the same. The weather's exactly the same. Absolutely loved it. I felt so much better. And yeah, got back, and then they closed the mountain because there was a storm coming. And I was like, oh no. So they said, we've got the bad weather routes open. And I'd heard horror stories about this bad weather route. People hated it. They said it was awful. I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I've heard it's really bad.
What lap was that on for you?
So I'd done 2 by then.
Okay,
Yeah.
decent, yeah.
Yeah. So this was like about 8 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, I'd done 2 climbs by then. I was like, what do we do? And I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest now. I'm going to eat again. I'm going to try and get a few hours sleep, and then get up early. Hopefully the mountain's back open, and then I'll go back out. I couldn't sleep. Like my adrenaline's going and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I woke up. I'd had like 1 or 2 hours of very broken sleep, and the mountain wasn't open. And they're like, go up the bad weather route. The organizer was saying. I was like, I don't know about this. I spoke to a few people, and I was like, what's it like? And they're like, it's awful. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's taken me ages. It's really, really bad. It's really slippy. It's really steep. And basically it's this 5-kilometer route, and it's straight up and straight back down. But the first part of the climb is, the gradient is like 30.4 or something like that. It is really deep. Yeah, it's really deep. And it was really muddy because of all the bad weather, and it was like, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go out. And I was just so scared. I haven't been out there. I don't know what it's like, but this is what everybody was telling me. And I was like, oh, I'm really, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to get an injury just for this. I'll wait. It'll open up the main route. And I'd made a friend called Sally, and we kind of like latched onto each other, and she was the same. Yeah, no, it sounds really awful. And I was like, we'll wait. The main route will open back up. And nothing was happening. And I kind of had this moment where I was like hiding in my tent thinking, what am I doing? I've trained for this, and I'm hiding in my tent. I'm supposed to be out there. People are watching me on the tracker, and I'm not moving.
That clock's ticking.
Yeah. And I was like, right, that's it. So I went to find Sally, and I was like, I'm going to go up the bad weather route. She's like, ew. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. She's like, okay, I'm going to come with you. Okay. I said, we'll do it once. If it's really bad, we don't have to do it again. We loved it. We absolutely loved it. And I think it was because it was very similar to what my trainer had done when I'd been doing these hill reps.
Sure,
I
yeah.
loved that kind of straight up, straight down, not having to like worry about navigation as much. It was over in a short period of time and absolutely loved it. I was buzzing and I was like, let's go again. Yeah. So like up, down. And even the organisers said, they're like, you're like a different person. I was like, yeah, I feel amazing. And we then discussed about when are we going to rest and stuff like that. I was like, I'm not resting. I've done resting. I'm going to keep going until I get timed out. Basically, I'm just going to keep going. And I'd said to my husband, because he was tracking me and he was staying nearby, so he would be down the bottom as I was coming down waiting for me. And I said, oh yeah, I'm going to be resting soon through the night, and I'll get up early again and see if I can do a few more before the clock ends. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, let me know and I'll be there to see you off. I was like, that's fine. And I thought, oh, I'm not resting. I'm going to keep going. And I didn't let him know because I didn't want him to worry. I wanted him to have a decent night's sleep because he would have been driving back the next day. And yeah, we kept going and we had the best time. It was like 2:00 in the morning and we're hallucinating and absolutely loving life. It was just, we really, really enjoyed it. And then got to the point where I couldn't go out again because they have different categories and I wouldn't have reached the top in time for it to count. So kind of that sort of put an end to it. But yeah, it really ended on a high. I was like, that's
a cracking story.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really, really was.
Quite an emotional one for you talking about it.
It was. Even now, like over 6 months on, it was a big learning curve and I went through every kind of emotion and I can't recommend doing it enough. It is amazing.
I want to sign up.
It's honestly, you'd love it. They have different categories. They have 48-hour category, but they also have a 36-hour pro category.
So as much as you can do.
There you go. That's one for you.
Does anybody run up and down it or not?
Yes, there's a couple of lunatics that run it.
I'll try
Yeah.
that. Thanks for sharing that because that went quite deep for you.
Yeah.
But I loved the detail and you can, because it was meant so much to you, you relived it for us and the listeners. And
absolutely.
It's incredible.
Even if I don't ever do it again, I will go again. I know I will.
Yeah, you can't say that.
I can't say that. But it will stay with me forever because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about fueling. I've got so much to learn with that.
Yeah.
Kind of was kicking myself days after thinking, what on earth was I thinking?
Yeah.
Why did I not fuel? But when you've got a lot of noise going on, sometimes these little things, like my other race where I didn't prep my feet, it happens. And it's different when maybe if you're a bit more front of the pack and you've got a crew around you and they're going, right, okay, you need to eat this at this time and you need to eat this amount of carbs. I didn't have that. I was just self-taught and a lot of people are just arriving on their own. You don't have those reminders. So going forward, I definitely make changes with that so that I didn't get into that scenario again where I didn't think. I'd make sure I had reminders to make sure that doesn't happen. And overcoming the fear, like being scared to go out and do this short bad weather route because everybody else had said it was scary and horrible. But I was missing out because I hadn't even seen for myself what it was like. And I was like, this is brilliant. Why does everybody hate this? This is great. But yeah, it was, I learned a lot and I got what I wanted out of it. There was a couple of things I wanted to achieve and I got that. So I was, buzzing.
Yeah.
Quality story that was.
It was.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tapping into the bravery for even just entering something like that. Do you think that as humans, and you said it earlier and I asked you a bit more deeply about it, about that you get things done, do you think we can as humans quite easily talk ourselves out of situations like that when maybe we feel like it's something that we want to do and once we enter it, the blood rush comes in, it's real now. The training starts.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's quite easy for us to talk ourselves out of that? And why don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I didn't technically enter. I won a competition.
I mean, that's great.
And I remember getting the message that I'd won this competition.
What was it, like a raffle or something, or what?
Yeah, like an Instagram thingy to win an entry. And
Weird
Amazing.
prize, isn't it?
Can you enter one?
before that, all I
Could you enter one for me? Because I never get them.
never win. Before that, I'd only ever done a 10K race. I hadn't actually I'd done my hiking, I'd done my Trek 26, but other than that, I hadn't really done a lot.
I actually think that's just jump in. I actually think that's more of a reason for someone to go. Doesn't matter. Didn't pay for it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But you carried on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So they found out, got the message. And I thought, oh my word, I was at work and I was like, couldn't even speak. I was that excited. And I was trying to tell the guys like what I just won, and they're like, what?
Why are you excited about this?
And then with that, it hit me like what I was like set myself up for. And I had to lie on the floor, my feet up in the air. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have I done? Oh no, this is awful. But yeah, I kind of had the mindset of, I can't do that yet. Like, there is no way that I can do that kind of elevation and, 38, 40 miles, which is what I end up doing. But I think if you do the whole route, I think it's like 66 miles or something like that. I knew that I couldn't do it, but it was yet. I had 12 months. I was like, okay, start training now.
Yeah.
And I did speak to the guys at Apex Everest and like voiced my concerns of like, oh no, this is like, I'm a bit worried about this. And that's when they talked about, okay, we like to make this inclusive for everybody, and it's rise to your Everest. So even though the ultimate goal is 9.2 times, it's down to the individual of what their personal goal is. And that's when I set myself like an A, B, and C goal. I was like, right, okay, I'm going to have different distances of what I want to achieve, and just break it down. And I like following a training plan, and that helps. So I got a training plan straight away and just chipped away at that. So
Cool. About the ABC goals then, so you're talking about not just races, you're talking about secret goals, I call them as well. So what do I actually want to achieve? And we get our athletes to list them in order. And things like that. So to finish smiling. All these deeper thought processes, which are quite good. So that's what you're explaining there, I think.
Yeah. What does that planning of an ABC goal look like for you?
Normally, so my A, B, and C, my B is normally my main goal. Sounds a bit weird, really, but my B is normally my goal that I really kind of want, that I was hoping for. So that my B goal was 5 climbs, or 5.2 climbs. And then my A goal is always something that like I feel that is probably like unreachable, but
like a stretch goal.
Yeah. And that was the full 9. I was like, I'm gonna put it out there just in case. But yeah, my main goal was the 5 climbs, and then my C goal was just to have a great time, have an adventure, make memories.
That's the most important thing, isn't it?
It normally, my C goal normally is have a great time, have an adventure, or don't die.
Don't die.
Load box on that one, not something like that. I've got an adventure by something like that.
Almost.
Fair play.
Claire, now, people listening to this, I think we've touched in quite deeply with your story there regarding the Apex Challenge. For anyone that's listening or watching, what do you hope they take away from, not necessarily that story, or it could be from that story, but about the way that you approach life?
So what I take away,
what they can take away from like giving them a bit of advice, really.
For me, I find doing challenges like this, that you've always got more in you, and we're stronger than we realise. And I think life is tough. Life is tough for everybody, and a lot of people struggle. And what I find doing these kind of challenges is that it makes daily life more bearable. If you find all these stresses and worries and things that get you down in the normal world, when you put yourself in these extreme conditions, when you come back to like the real world, as I call it, those stresses and strains don't feel nowhere near as bad. They feel so minor. You think, I've been in minus 12, minus 12 in 40-mile-an-hour winds, in pain, suffering.
Yeah. This traffic jam don't really seem that bad, does it?
Yeah, this is absolutely
true,
fine.
isn't it?
Absolutely. And I am very much a believer of enjoy the simple things in life, like a great cup of tea, sitting enjoying that, a great sunset, walking through the woods and listening to the birds and stuff like that. It sounds so stupid. People always used to say to me that I was like, I'm easily pleased. I just appreciate the small things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's really important to do that. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Claire, let's finish on a quick fire round, okay? So this is...
I've heard about these.
The first thing that enters your head, okay? That's all we're looking for here. So one word to describe ultra running. First thing that pops into your head, mind.
One thing to describe insane.
Oh, insane.
Yeah.
Like it. One word to describe the mountains.
Peaceful.
Something you wish you knew before your first ultra.
Something I knew before my first ultra. It's addictive. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. What's your favourite bit of kit?
Oh, I love a vest. Yeah.
The put stuff in,
yeah.
Pack it all in there.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, you need it for a lot of things, don't you?
It's surprising what you can fit in there, isn't it? Yeah. Love a good, hydration vest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, one word then to advice on somebody thinking about starting.
Absolutely do it. Don't even hesitate. It will change your life. Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Claire. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Darren, mate, what an episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Emotional.
Yeah.
First word that springs to mind. She opened up quite a lot there to us, didn't she? And just went through quite a bit of a journey on that ultra. But yeah, I almost went through that in that snapshot. You could really feel kind of what she was going through. Yeah, and I'm so glad you shared that with us today.
Yeah, I felt like I was there, to be honest with you, Darren, and the detail she went in, it clearly meant a lot to her, and I think we can both relate to this. I mean, over 48 hours, your emotions are going to change hundreds of times, because there'll be the ups, there'll be the downs, there'll be the celebrations, you know, she was chatting about her friend Sally, or I think it was, and she said, about them going out at 2 a.m. and it's like hallucinating. It's an experience that I don't think people can quite come to terms with unless you've tried it.
No.
But the determination to go back out after feeling like that is massive. And she obviously touched on fueling and realised that she touched on it feeling like the Duracell bunny, and how she knew that she was depleted, and to be able to just continue but also reset and go, cool, let's get some fuel in me, let's take a rest, we'll go again.
Yeah. And like you said in the podcast, because it was a free entry, she could have said, well, I ain't paid for this, and sacked it off, but the mind took over and she went back out. So yeah, fair play to her.
Yeah, and amazing. I think if the listeners can take anything from her, and that it is that get it done mindset of
the mind is a strong tool. It's just strong. It's more important as the body sometimes,
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing endurance sport.
Yeah.
Then you've got to train the mind as well.
And she said that we're capable of a lot more than we think we are in terms of the body. When you feel like that you're at the end, there's plenty more to give.
Absolutely.
And she's the perfect example of that. So
one more lap.
Yeah. Guys, listen, that was a fantastic episode from Claire. We really enjoyed having her on, and we hope that you've learned a lot from her story and experience. If you would like to listen to more people like Claire, please do like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up in the YouTube.
And don't forget, please, share it, because that's how this channel grows, is when you share our channel, our content. That really helps us continue to deliver and get these great guests back to us. And also, a little bit of a plug, I suppose, we've got our Smart Performance Coaching training plans out there. We've got over 500 training plans available to purchase. We've got our SPC Club, and also we've got our coaching. So do look us up.
Yeah, and if you've got yourself an event coming up similar to Claire, then please do let us know. We'd love to be part of your journey. We'd love to coach you along that way. Also, if you'd like to be on the podcast, please reach out. We're looking for some new guests, and we'd love to hear your story too. And don't forget, let's be smarter than yesterday.